Have you ever wondered why, after a long day, you find yourself reaching for another episode of your favorite K-drama, even when you promised yourself you'd go to bed early? Or why you suddenly crave tteokbokki, start humming a ballad you don't even understand, or catch yourself daydreaming about cherry blossom dates and rooftop confessions? If you think it's just entertainment, think again. K-dramas are doing more than filling your evenings. They're quietly, almost invisibly, shaping the way you think, feel, and even live your life. And the wildest part, most of us don't even realize it's happening. Let's be honest, K-dramas have exploded far beyond Korea's borders. What started as a niche interest has become a global phenomenon, with millions of viewers from every corner of the world tuning in for the latest love triangles, plot twists, and cliffhangers. But beneath the surface-level fun, there's something deeper at play. K-dramas are master storytellers, and their influence seeps into our lives in ways that are subtle, powerful, and sometimes a little bit sneaky. So, how exactly are K-dramas changing your life without you knowing? Let's start with the most obvious and, yet most overlooked way: the way you see relationships. Think about it. How many times have you watched a K-drama and found yourself rooting for the underdog, swooning over a slow-burn romance, or feeling your heart break over a misunderstood confession? K-dramas have a knack for making us believe in the power of connection, even when the odds are stacked against the characters. They show us that love isn't always about grand gestures or perfect timing. Sometimes, it's about the small moments, the shared umbrella in the rain, the late-night ramen, the quiet support during tough times. But it goes deeper than that. K-dramas often challenge the way we think about love and friendship. They remind us that vulnerability isn't weakness, that it's okay to cry, to apologize, to start over. In a world that often tells us to be tough, to move on quickly, K-dramas invite us to slow down and feel. They normalize emotional honesty, and in doing so, they give us permission to be a little more open in our own lives. Maybe you've found yourself texting a friend just to check in, or being a little more patient with your partner, or even daring to confess your feelings because you saw a character do it first. And it's not just about romance. K-dramas are famous for their portrayal of family dynamics, the good, the bad, and the hilariously awkward. Whether it's the overbearing mother, the rebellious sibling, or the wise grandmother, these stories reflect the messy, complicated reality of family life. But they also show us the beauty in those relationships, the sacrifices parents make, the unspoken bonds between siblings, the way families come together in times of crisis. Watching these stories play out on screen can make us reflect on our own families, appreciate the people who support us, and maybe even inspire us to reach out and mend old wounds. But the influence doesn't stop at relationships. K-dramas are quietly reshaping our cultural curiosity. How many of us have Googled Korean recipes after watching a mouth-watering dinner scene, or tried to learn a few phrases of Korean just to understand the dialogue without subtitles? K-dramas are a gateway to a whole new world of food, language, fashion, and tradition. They make us curious about a culture that might be very different from our own, and in doing so, they break down barriers and build bridges. Take food, for example. The way K-dramas showcase meals is almost an art form. From sizzling barbecue to bubbling stews, from street food stalls to elegant home-cooked dinners, food is more than just a backdrop. It's a character in its own right. Watching characters bond over shared meals, celebrate with feasts, or comfort each other with late-night snacks makes us realize the importance of food in bringing people together. Maybe you've found yourself trying kimchi for the first time, or organizing a Korean food night with friends, or even just appreciating the ritual of eating together a little more. And then there's the language. Even if you don't speak Korean, chances are you've picked up a few words or phrases just from watching dramas. Upa, unni, fighting. These little snippets of language become part of your vocabulary, connecting you to a global community of fans. For some, it sparks a deeper interest in learning the language, understanding the nuances, and appreciating the culture on a whole new level. It's a subtle but powerful way that Kdramas expand our horizons and make the world feel a little smaller. But perhaps the most surprising way Kdramas are changing us is through their portrayal of resilience and hope. Life isn't always easy, and Kdramas don't shy away from showing hardship, loss, or failure. But what sets them apart is the way they handle these challenges. Characters stumble, fall, and sometimes hit rock bottom, but they always get back up. They fight for their dreams, protect the people they love, and find meaning in the struggle. It's a message that resonates, especially in a world that can sometimes feel overwhelming or uncertain. Maybe you've watched a character overcome impossible odds and felt a spark of motivation in your own life. Maybe you've seen someone chase their passion against all logic and found the courage to pursue your own dreams. Kdramas remind us that it's okay to be imperfect, to make mistakes, to start over. They show us that growth is possible, that healing takes time, and that hope is always worth holding on to. And let's not forget the fashion and beauty trends that Kdramas have unleashed on the world. From glass skin to gradient lips, from oversized sweaters to statement accessories. The influence of K-drama style is everywhere. Maybe you've found yourself experimenting with a new skincare routine, trying out a different hairstyle, or updating your wardrobe with a few K-inspired pieces. It's not just about looking good, it's about expressing yourself, finding confidence, and embracing change. But here's the twist. All of these changes are happening quietly, almost invisibly. You might not even notice it at first. Maybe it's the way you approach relationships, the foods you crave, the music you listen to, or the way you see the world. K-dramas have a way of slipping into our lives, shaping our habits, our attitudes, and even our dreams. And the best part? It's all happening while you're just enjoying a good story. So, the next time you find yourself binge-watching a K-drama, remember, you're not just passing the time. You're opening yourself up to new ideas, new experiences, and new ways of seeing the world. K-dramas are more than just entertainment, they're a quiet revolution, changing lives one episode at a time.